Okay, there we go. Welcome back to another week of the Sports Unfolded Just for Kicks soccer show. David, welcome back. How are you?
Hey, great to be here. Um, Had a nice quick trip down to they call the Big Apple for the weekend, but no soccer. But I'm back and ready to go.
Yeah, we got a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
We have a recap of last week
hmm
for the Super Cup in Rhode Island. Also, we have some updates on Rhode Island FC. They got a big win last week. That was big.
Yes, and
And also, no, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, as I was at the game, I'll give a few comments too.
Oh, this is great. That is even better. We also will have some World Cup stuff. Got to start talking about this now, right? I mean, we're almost around the final corner of the year. Can you believe that? Where,
Amazing.
we're halfway through. You got, the fall season, and then it turns to 2026, and then all eyes will be on the World Cup. So can't wait for that. Let's start it off with this local stuff from the Rhode Island Super Cup. Unfortunately, I don't have all the funky graphics, David,
Right,
because we were expecting Kaba Joof, and
right.
he just couldn't make it. He's just busy. He's busy
Yeah,
commissioning
yeah.
in the Rhode Island Super Cup. But we do have some a recap of the week, so I can look at that. We had a makeup game, I believe, last Wednesday. Sao Nicolau defeated Santo Anteo United. Antao.
You did good on San Antonio. Good Portuguese.
Yeah, I just remembered. It's not that. I remembered it's Antao. All right. So 4-3 game. That's a pretty good game right there. Included 2 goals from Garcias Naves Cabral.
hmm Good ball
So
player.
I mean,
Good.
not two. Sorry, 3 goals. This guy, they just couldn't contain him.
Right, and three in a game is being on fire.
Yeah, and we're gonna show that game
Mhm.
tomorrow. I believe at noontime.
Okay,
Noontime tomorrow. That game will be aired here on Rhode Island Broadcasting. So
fantastic.
look for that. We're gonna start airing those games, and that'll be exciting to see some soccer action that is locally here in Rhode Island. Um, Also, interlid. Oh my God!
I'll do
What
it for
did I
you.
say?
I'll do it for you. It's intelligentsia.
Yes, I got it right last week. But this week did not get it. Did not get it. Mostly because I can't read my own writing. They defeated Shamrock 3-0. So they had a spectacular all around game, and Shamrock couldn't solve the problem
Let me
of
tell you,
not scoring and giving up the goals.
while I wasn't there, I'll tell you a little bit about both the clubs. Okay.
Good.
Shamrocks is a team from South County that's been around probably in over 30s, over 40s for probably 30 years. Really nicely, well organized club. They've got some nice players. Intelligentsia is a mostly Cape Verdean team from Pawtucket. There are at least three guys who played for the old Stingrays team. Um,
Ooh,
they've got some former pros on the team.
yeah,
So on any given day, anything can happen. But they have got a good club, and as I said, the Shamrocks are, like one of these teams that's been around forever in Rhode Island playing organized amateur soccer. So they've got
yeah.
a nice, so good match.
Yeah, that's great. Academica FC and Dynamo Morabez FC played to a 1-1 draw.
So
So that was a tough match. They didn't give up much, and each team only got to score one and played to a draw. So that must have been a great game. I mean, I know like people like to see, you know, wins. But if it's a great game, I mean, that's just solid defense, right? On both sides.
Well, and it's an organized team. I'll tell you something about a little bit about both teams. I've only seen Academica play this year. Dynamo has been a team that's been around for probably 15 years or so. So pretty well organized administratively. I know one of the guys who runs the club. His first name is Danielle. Academica, who I've watched play this year, they're both teams of mostly Cape Verdean players. Academica is a loaded, tremendous ball club. These guys are very athletic. They know how to move the ball. They know how to play. And they are a team that if we get some film on them, it's good enough to say, hey, watch this game, watch it to your kid, watch how these guys play. They play the way it's played at a high level. Yeah. They're not super pros, but we could take this team, and there's some national cups around where we're thinking at the end of the year for the league, if taking one of the winners and entering them to one of these national cup tournaments. Right. They are definitely one of those possible teams, which is Academica.
Oh, that's fantastic. That would be, I think that's a great experience for those players.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It would certainly, I think it would build up their spirits, just, okay, we get to go somewhere and we can represent Rhode Island, and I think that would be fantastic.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. And we haven't had anybody from Rhode Island enter one of these national cups in a number of years. And that's kind of some of the impetus behind this league, which is what we decided as a state association. We're going to invest whatever savings we've got in our administrative power to put this league together, build a high-level league, and then some of the teams may be able to go even further.
Yeah. Also Mexico, and this one is kind of heartbreaking, to be honest with you. Sao Nicolau just won, Wednesday in a makeup game, but they had to forfeit because they can only only two players could make it to this game.
Okay. Yeah.
Do we know what happened?
No. That was Wednesday.
No, this was this weekend.
Oh, okay.
But they had played and won a game, against a very good team, and they couldn't get the players to get there for whatever reason.
Hey, it's one of those things in amateur soccer. And I'll tell you a quick story. I used to run an over 30 team with another guy after I played real high level ball. And one of the things that we used to joke about is the biggest injury you get if you're running a over 30 or over 40 soccer club is in your neck. And what it is when you're watching the parking lot to see which cars show up before the game, because that's which guy is showing up to play today. And with the older you get, you got family responsibilities. Some guys may have been out partying, who knows? But I remember just watching. We used to watch
one hell of a party.
Yeah, I remember watching for the goalkeeper too, because if the goalkeeper don't show up, somebody's going to volunteer to get in the goal, and it is not fun if you've got no experience.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. I don't think either goaltender showed up for the next one. Real Columbia defeated PCFC Renegades, which is Providence College, right? If I'm not mistaken.
No, they're
what's the PF? I mean PC.
PC. That's probably
Providence something.
Yeah, no, it's Providence Renegades.
Okay, so I was close. I figured they would have been all former PC students or something.
No, I think it's a pretty well organized club. Actually, one of the guys who plays on the club, who I'm pretty friendly with, is on our board of the Rhode Island Soccer Association. And I watched them play against Academica about 4 or 5 weeks ago, and they've got a couple of nice players. And Academica just tore them apart. They're just way too much, and it had nothing to do with that Providence team. They're good. As I was touting that Academic team, they are strong guys, athletic, know the game, don't tire out, and they play well together. So it can happen.
Well, they got beat 10-5. I've never heard of a soccer match going up to 10.
No, I haven't heard that.
15 goals.
Yeah,
So
not in adults. Let's put it that way.
yeah,
And
so I mean, it was a rough game for the Renegades, but they did score 5 goals.
that's good.
You know, they were just not very good defensively at all.
Mhm.
And you know, Real Colombia is a pretty good team. They have some skill there, and they can score. They have some firepower.
Real Colombia has a guy playing on the team who's pretty advanced in age now. He's probably late 50s, but his first name is Omar. He is Colombian, and I coached his kids growing up. He played serious professional soccer in Colombia back in the 80s for a team called Nacional. It is one of the two biggest clubs in Colombia. So and he can still do it. He can't move
Yeah.
like he used to, but he's got what comes off of his feet is beautiful. The
Yeah,
passing
I
the
mean, if
ball,
you still have that skill level,
he
you
does.
know, you might what you're lacking in the stamina department, and as long as you still have that skill level, you
Yeah.
are dangerous.
Oh yeah.
You know, because all it takes is a little burst of energy,
Hmm.
and you seem to get that when you're going on the attack. You
Yeah.
know, you're there, then the adrenaline starts pumping because you're moving in for a shot, and he's got that skill level where he's not going to make a mistake, and you know, it's just harder to get up and down that field.
Oh, yeah. Well, listen, things like that in other sports. I mean, maybe not in American football, but in baseball, you may see a guy who's 40, 41, 42, still
Yeah,
knows how to swing the bat, and he just
yeah,
does. It's not necessarily
right.
all athletics.
You
It's
know, that was
just,
Albert Pujols. He played till I think he was like 41, 42 years old.
yeah.
The guy could still hit a ball, you know, and you know, we've seen it in hockey where guys have been like 43. I mean, look at Gordie Howe. I mean, he played till he was in his 50s. So, I
Hey,
mean, as long as you keep in shape,
hey, one of my favorite hockey players. I'm not that big on hockey, but the most skilled player I may have ever seen is Jeremy Yager.
oh my
Yager,
God, he's still playing.
I know that.
He's playing
Oh,
in
I know.
Czechoslovakia.
I
He's not retiring.
He
He's
was
not
with
retiring.
He was with the Bruins for a while, and I
Yeah,
remember
he was with
watching
everybody.
what he could do
He
with
played
his
so
stick.
long. He played for almost every team.
Yeah, he played for almost every team, a few different countries,
Yep.
and as they said about him, he had a girlfriend and a child in every stop.
Yeah, probably. That's why he has to keep playing.
He's got a lot of child support.
So those are the games in week 11 for the Rhode Island Super Cup. I cannot wait. I'm now. I wish Kaba Joof was here so we can get the rundown on exactly what happened with
Yeah,
that forfeit. Yeah, I wish that we would have had the information. I feel bad for the team,
yeah.
you know, coming off of a big win, and then that happens. I mean, like you said, it's amateur soccer, so you got to take care of the family first.
True. Now, and I know that Kaba had some personal stuff he had to do. I did too, but I wasn't going to games this weekend. Next week will be better, and maybe we've got somebody who's really outstanding next week, or somebody, a coach or a player. Maybe we'll get them on with us too, also next week. We'll
Yeah,
figure that
yeah,
out. And there are a couple of good guys there, as I said, former pros who I'd love to get on. One of them, I
yeah,
think, is with that team Intelligentsia, who I'm kind of friendly with. His name is Ingy Forts, and he played for the Stingrays for about 4 years. Really good guy. When they don't have a coach, he coaches, he plays. He's glue. He's an organizer. So he might be
yeah.
a good guy. He's a good talker too. So we'll see how his team's doing. Maybe get him on with us next week.
No, that would be great. All right,
Yeah.
so before we go to Rhode Island Football Club,
Yes.
let's get some information out there for people. You are watching us on YouTube, Rumble, and Kick at Rhode Island Broadcasting, and you're also watching us on Twitch at RI_broadcasting. So if you're there, send us some bits, subscribe, so that way it supports the show and keeps us going. And if you're on YouTube, make sure you click that little bell so you always know when we go live. You can also listen to the show on Spotify, RedCircle, TuneIn, and iHeartRadio at at RI Broadcasting. So make sure you get on there, subscribe. You can also donate if you want on RedCircle. That would be wonderful too. It keeps the lights on. You can also follow us on all the social media like TikTok, MeWe, Blue Sky, Gab, Parler, Space Hey, LinkedIn, all of them at RI Broadcasting, and of course Twitter/X, whatever you want to call it, at Broadcasting RI. So follow us on all of those. And of course, you can follow us on our website, RhodeIslandBroadcasting.net. We will have all kinds of stuff on there for all the shows on Rhode Island Broadcasting, like Sports Unfolded, Going On Daily, Falls Count Anywhere, and of course, this one, Just for Kicks, will be on there. You'll be able to see, how to get in touch with, our hosts. Also, you can find the latest episode on the website and some other stuff that you might need to know, like how you find, your Rhode Island Soccer and the Super Cup, and of course, RIFC. It'll all be on there, so that way you can find, your connection to those teams. Yeah, all right. So, look, RIFC struggling this year after that incredible and exciting run to the championship game last season, just falling a little short. Now, this season, they are currently 8th in the division. They still have, I believe, 11 games left, if I'm not mistaken.
I think it's about 11, yep.
Yeah, so, it is not over. Because after you have Louisville, who's 13 with 13 wins, 1 loss, and 5 draws, there's Charleston with 13 wins, 4 losses, and 2 draws. But after that, all those teams are in play because you're getting 9-7, 9-6. So you got a shot still. You still have a shot to get up there in the standings. But the biggest problem, David, is they're not scoring goals. They got 15 goals in 20 games. That's not going to cut it.
Well, let me add something also. The goals are down from last year. Their top goal scorer last year, Albert Dickois, has not been scoring as much. Not necessarily anything to do with him. It's support, getting the ball to him in places. Real good players are comfortable in certain places on the field.
Yeah.
So it's not like you say, "Oh, stand there," like you might do with an 8-year-old. But, some players they like to, he looks comfortable a lot of times when he's out on the left side, even though he's not a wing player, because he can then kind of cut his way through in front of the goal.
Right. Exactly.
So interestingly, he's been more in the center, but I'll talk a little bit about the game last week, which they won. 2 things. One is on that left wing, they have another really fine African player, Jojea Quizera. And Jojea can handle the ball really, really well. He had a game where he was pushed out wide and he just did everything up and down that left side. And he was on fire. The other thing that they had missed for a long time is their goalkeeper has been out, Koke.
Yeah.
And really, to me, there's been a real difference. The backup's not a bad keeper, but Koke grew up in Spain, played on a Spanish pro team, I think 2nd division for a number of years. He's got it.
Yeah.
He's got it. He knows it. And, he's the controller out of the back. The ball comes off of him probably 50% of the time, whether it's hand, whether it's foot. He talks well. He had a really nice save. That he saved a goal where he was up flying with a tap over a crossbar in that game last week. And so, it really was a much better game than they played probably in 3 or 4 games. The interesting thing also, and I'll just do something very quickly personally, and I think sometimes these things happen. I'm a season ticket holder, and when I got to the game and going before they really got going, I met some of the people in the original organization of this, and the owner of the club, whose name is Brett Johnson, who owns another team in the USL, which is Phoenix Rising. And basically, what he did out there, obviously with support and a lot of money, is they did the same thing. They built a stadium, they built a new team. They did really well. They won a championship. They've done pretty well. They actually brought in one superstar who played for them for a couple of years just before he retired, and that actually may have become a partner in the club because he's made so much money. His name is Didier Drogba, and anyway, he's a name that people know. He played for Chelsea, he played for Chelsea for years. He's a big time. So when he was about 38 or 39, they got him for 2 years, and he played for them and then retired. And as I said, he is actually really close friends with the ownership, with Brett Johnson. So when I got to the game last Wednesday night, I went in. I was wearing some of my old soccer stuff from back in the day when I played college ball, which was at Brown. I was wearing my old college sweatshirt zip. I walk in. There's a big, tall guy there, and he comes up. He looks at me. He gives me a big hug. It's Brett Johnson, the owner. He's there for the game, and I met him years ago, and that's the connection. He and I both years ago went to Brown, and so we met each other, gave me a big hug, we talked a while, and my feeling was sometimes that happens. So the owner was in the house last week, and the team played better. Who knows? You never know. But
yeah, look, I mean, it only takes one to get something going, and they might have figured out something that just wasn't there. You could play well and just not score goals because you're like a couple of inches off of where you needed to be.
Yeah.
And it's that tight when you're talking about soccer, because if you're not exactly where you need to be, the chances are you're not going to have an offensive threat, because that's a split second that somebody else is going to get there first. And it matters. And maybe they figured out something, this past game. Is like, oh, well, if we can do this, control, a certain side of the field or whatever it may be, I mean, you're talking, a matter of just a few different changes could be the difference in an entire game.
They brought in one player last week. I don't have the name in front of me. He's on loan from Nashville in MLS.
Yep.
So, which is the next league up. I saw he looked pretty good. Not super. The first time on the field with these guys, so got to get used to it. But that was a good move. You're bringing somebody in from the higher league who can play. And they've got, as the year has passed, there are a couple of guys they've got who are new to the club this year, who are looking a little bit better all the time. So I really think it's getting organized and getting more into attacking positions and getting the guys who can put the ball into the right spots. And that is, I won't say it's the players and it's the coaches, and they just got to get it done. And I think
let's see if they can build on what they just did in this past game on Wednesday. That's a big thing. It's a big thing.
You can see the attendance is great. I think I sent you.
That was the next thing I was going to point out. Looking at the attendance for last Wednesday, they were the top team for the attendance that day. 7,776 with a 1-0 win, mind you, over Detroit. Hartford had 5,300 in their 2-0 win, and Monterey Bay only had 2,700 folks in their loss, their 3-2 loss against Tulsa. That's not enough people.
No.
And look, even if your team that you root for isn't that good, say, try to still support them. in some way.
Oh yeah.
Because the last thing anybody wants is a team that folds because they can't afford to operate.
True.
And if you're a fan of the sport, you should probably go and support that team. I mean, it's important, and it's tough to like you only lost by one goal. Now, if there were 8,000 people there, it could have been different
True.
because teams feed off of their home crowd. And if you don't have a crowd, it's hard to feed off of that. It really is. So try to support those teams. So now Saturday's game, Rhode Island FC went to a 0-0 draw. I'm think this is the Saturday before Wednesday's
No,
game.
this is this past Saturday.
Oh, this past Saturday. Okay.
Yeah.
So again, RIFC, 8,514 people there. That's a pretty good crowd. That's a pretty good crowd. It was the third best of that Saturday. Sac Republic just had just a few more, like 50 more people. Actually, 49 to be exact. 49 people more. And then Louisville, boy, do they pack them in. 13,611 folks at that game. That's great.
That club's been around, and that club's been around for a while. That team and Charleston have both been around for over 10 years. And so they are really well organized, I think. I think that, I don't know for a fact, but I think, they've got all the structures that you need to be out in the community, get people to buy in tickets, season tickets, and tickets,
Yeah, support. Just go and support your team no matter where you're watching this.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care if you're in Siberia.
Yeah.
If you're in Siberia, go see your soccer club. They might be playing in the snow, but that's okay.
Hey, there are teams way up there. There's teams above the Arctic line in Sweden.
See?
They actually play in the winter, and they are good clubs. There's at least one in Sweden.
More power to you.
Yeah.
More power to you. Imagine getting fouled on snow like that. Oof.
Oh.
Oof. Red card. It's like a complete. They should have a white card up there.
Oh, it's wild when it's really. Listen, I've coached in freezing rain. Didn't play that. They just coached kids playing with the teenagers. It's ridiculous. But you just
and they still play, right?
Game went on.
Yeah. See, that's the thing I don't like about baseball. It's like, just go out there and play.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's raining.
Yeah.
Do it. They do it in American football and they do it in soccer. So why not, right?
Yeah.
All right. So the attendance has been very good for the Rhode Island Football Club. So that's a good thing. And I just hope fans are enjoying the game enough, and I do have to say that they must be. Because this is not a team that's just getting whitewashed every game. They might be struggling this season, but, they're just having a hard time scoring goals.
Mm-hmm.
But their defense has actually been pretty decent.
No, and with Koke Vargas back, they're going to be their starting keeper. That they're at least a goal better a game too.
At least. He was so good. Oh, my Lord, last year. Oh.
Yeah.
Whew. Because they're only a -5 goal differential.
Yeah.
So they've only scored 15 in 20 games.
Mm-hmm.
But they're only giving up one every game. And that's with, their backup goaltender most of the way.
Yeah. Yep.
So it's got to get better.
Yeah.
It's got to get better.
No, I expect it to.
So I love it because even if your goaltender can make the difference of one goal, that could make the difference, for your season.
Absolutely.
And he's also so good at the other details of the game, just coming out of your own end. If he's starting it, he knows where to put the ball and who to give it to start that build all the way to the other zone. Getting it out of your half has been troublesome at times because of a backup goaltender. And that happens. He's not the number one. And if you don't have that number one, that isn't as good, no matter how you look at it.
No, Koke's like a quarterback back there, and that position is very often
exactly.
It's a defense combined with a quarterback, and it's a really important position.
Yeah, 1 goal a game makes the difference because like I said, they only have a 5-goal differential with a 5-win, 9-loss, 6 draw. Mm-hmm. Those draws become wins.
Yeah.
Period. So think of it that way. They could have 11 wins if their goaltender was in there.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way I look at it. And that to me is third place. Just in those draws. I love it. Look, I mean, do you think with 11 games left, do you think they have a shot at this?
I think so. I think the next 3-4 games will give us an idea. If the coaching staff is able to get them put it together to be a bit more organized up top, create more opportunities up top.
Yeah.
I think they can do it. As I said, what Koke did last week, I mean, he was phenomenal out on the wing, slicing and dicing people. And you need more, at least one doing that. And they've got some really good stable guys in the back too.
Yeah.
So they've got the talent. Interesting thing, the commentary, which is online on ESPN Sports and ESPN Plus, where all those games are on, and actually sometimes on YouTube. They talk every time they say, "Well, with so much talent that they have on this roster," it's a repeated comment that you hear from the commentators. So they have a fair amount of talent there. They've got at least 7, 8, 9 really good for this league, top level players.
Yeah, they're just a little off. It's just a little off.
Yeah.
And positionally, if you're a little off, that makes a big difference.
Yeah.
It makes a big difference. It doesn't matter what sport it is. If you're out of position just a little, it makes a world of difference. Whether it's hockey, whether it's football, whether it's baseball, it all makes a difference. So hopefully they can put it together. I think the last couple of games, are a good sign.
Yeah, I think so.
So hopefully they can turn this around and get back into the postseason and make another run.
Well, they have a couple of away games over the next couple of weeks. The interesting commentary on ESPN Plus, one of the games they lost a couple of weeks ago against Pittsburgh, is that this team, RIFC, does really well on the road. So we will see. They are away, I think, for a couple of games over the next couple of weeks. We'll see what pops up. Yeah. And as I said, there are all kinds of ways to see them. They are on ESPN Plus. They are USL Championship Division, which this is on YouTube. And if you are a subscriber to Paramount Plus, they also pick up all the CBS games.
I am. So I do watch it once in a while.
Yeah, you can pick them up.
Whenever I get a chance to, I try to catch it.
Yeah.
I got to support my team,
Yeah.
Got to support.
Yep.
So, all right, we got one more topic.
Okay.
And that is this World Cup thing. It's some little thing. I don't know. I don't know how long it's been going on. A long time. It's been a long time.
Well, the World Cup goes back to the 1930s.
Yeah. So it's been around. And I happened to notice the odds on who wins this, right? But let's get your insight for what people think the chances are that the United States has a shot.
Well, there was a survey done. I don't know if I sent you that survey from Soccer America, which is the soccer magazine. They're online, which I've subscribed to. They've been around for since the late 70s. They did a survey, and what a soccer, because if you're subscribing to Soccer America, you're probably a soccer fan, and they want to know what the fans thought. The fans are mildly optimistic, but not overly optimistic about how far the American team goes. Soccer is one of those things. It's like art. Some people love a Picasso, and some people think it's a piece of trash. It's true with national soccer teams. Like, you're into it, you're not into it. You think they're good. We do have a new coach now who's done okay. People are worried about whether he's doing it right. He actually used to coach my team, my team back in England, which is Tottenham Hotspurs, and then he did well there. Then he went to France. He's made his money, and they signed him about a year ago to coach the U.S. national team with the hope that he's going to turn it. So, if the U.S. can, praise the Lord, get into the semifinals, it will be huge for soccer in this country. Even the quarters will be big.
Yeah.
Because the quality level at that level is just beyond what you see very often. Maybe even in the MLS, maybe you see 20, 30 guys, maybe a bit more who will play, maybe 40 who will play in the World Cup next year. In USL, even this championship league, there might be one or two. Actually, that Loudoun team, which they tied on Saturday, apparently just signed a guy who is on the Guatemala national team. He played on Saturday night. So there were a few of those in this league. When RIFC lost in the finals last year, the team they lost in Colorado Springs, that team had a national team player from El Salvador, and he was damn good. I remember watching the game and saying, "Oh man, he's killing them." So when you get up to that level, you get
when you run into a buzzsaw,
But I think at least two of our players, like Josiah Coquera, has played national team. I think he's maybe Democratic Republic of Congo. Dikwa, I don't want to get it wrong, whether he's Cameroon or Senegal national team player.
Yeah, I think, yeah, that sounds about right. Because, I actually know who he is, I'm not, like, I know the game, and I know key players throughout the leagues, I just don't know every single player out there. And the more I do this, I'm telling you, by the end of this year, I will know everything there is to know about soccer. Everything.
There's interesting stuff out there. For example, there's a website, I'm not advertising, it's called transfermarket.com. On transfermarket.com, you put in the name of a player. If he has any value, he's got any seriousness to his game, not that like he's a rookie, he's going to be given a value by transfer markets. What he'd be worth to buy or transfer. And usually all of the background of his playing, going back maybe to a youth national team, or maybe he played a couple of years in France, then he went to wherever, Germany, and all of the history is there. And then the bottom line is, all right, this guy's worth, let's say, $0.8 million. This guy's worth $6.4 million. You could probably go to transfermarket.com. I assume you can put in Albert Dikwa and get a value. Probably Josiah Coquera, and maybe a couple of other players. You can go, you click, put their names in. It'll give you what the estimate of what their transfer value is. Right. Which right now in Europe, it's like transfer market. It's like trades. People are buying. It's buying and selling time.
Yeah. So, all right. So, my hope is that they make at least the quarters. That's my hope. Do I think they can? I'm not sure. But if they do, that is great. It is great for United States. It is great for, the fans. And it is also great for the rise of soccer in the country.
Oh, absolutely.
That will make a huge difference.
The last World Cup in '94 that we had, the following year, apparently there was an increase of youth registration players by close to an increase of about 1 million the following year.
Yeah.
Also at that time, and I don't know how it will go next year, you never know what people who are running organizations will do, but in '94, the guy who was the president of U.S. Soccer Federation and their board put aside afterwards something like 55 or 60 million dollars of the profit from it, and they started the United States Soccer Foundation, which gives out grants every year to inner city youth programs, also to amateur soccer programs. Once years ago, we got a small grant from them. We put on like an international tournament with teams from all over. This is like 20 years ago. We got a small grant from them. We got 15 grand, which helped us. But they put out money each year, a lot of it into urban areas, and they have a special field program where they'll try to give a local municipal soccer organization, youth organization, seed money to start out on a field development project. And then after that, they got to look. So they may have a grant of 100 grand, which will get you something. But, with land costs and development, it's more than that. But they do a lot of that as well. And if it's done right next year, we get a lot of money for the federation. Hopefully they'll drop some more money into the foundation, the U.S. Soccer Foundation.
If they do this right, David, like when you think about it, what's the most popular sport in inner city youth? It's basketball, right?
Listen, and that is what I have been promoting.
One ball.
Yes.
As long as somebody has a ball, you can play.
We need a ball and 2 baskets. And you know what? In soccer, you don't even need
the baskets. You just put rocks. Here's the goals right here. 2 rocks.
Listen, back way a long time ago when I was still playing active soccer, this is in the late 80s, I went to the Cape Verde Islands on a trip. And while I was there, I was staying in a hotel, and in the back of it was this basketball court. And there were these young kids every day who would go out there, and they had what we call a rag ball, because they couldn't afford balls. So they filled up a bag with rags and they kick it around. Yeah. So I went out and kicked the ball. I kicked it around with them for a couple of days, and I'd never been to Cape Verde before. And there was one guy who was driving me around. I said, "Listen, what's happening here?" We were talking. I said, "Can I get them a ball?" He said, "If you do, you're going to be here." I said, "Where do we go?" So we drove into the middle of town. It was in '88. Things are more modern in Cape Verde, but it was really undeveloped. We found this little general store. The guy said, "Yeah, I got a ball, but it's not pumped up." But the guy said, "Let's get it pumped up." So we pumped it up. The next day I went out to kick the ball, to kick around with them, the rag ball. And I've got a backpack. I take my backpack, I open it up and take the ball out. And these kids saw the ball, and you can't even imagine the looks on their faces.
Oh, I can imagine, because, I grew up playing sports, all kinds of sports everywhere. And, it's the same thing when I played hockey on the street. It's like you don't have nets, and then all of a sudden somebody shows up with a net, and it's like, oh my God, thank you. Somebody just basically took some wood, built a net, and dropped it off to us, and we were so happy. So I've been there on that side of the fence as well, and it's pure joy. It's pure joy.
Oh,
and that's incredible.
Hey, the best thing of all is, so when I left, this is Praia, the capital of Cape Verde. I left, I went to another island, but I was leaving the next day. At the end of the week, I went out to say goodbye to the kids. One of the kids is standing there, and he won't talk. So he's just looking down. He's looking down. He's looking down. I figured it out. Guess what he's looking at? My sneakers. My sneakers. Oh, my God. Yeah. So I figured it out. I took the sneakers off. I gave it to him. The kid just cried. And they didn't fit him, but I took them home. And, from that group of kids, 6, 7, 8 kids, I bet at least one of them probably grew up to be a great ball player in Cape Verde. And Cape Verde has been a great feeding ground for Portuguese national soccer. A lot of great players from Cape Verde end up in Portugal. One of them who's well known is named Nani. Nani is Cape Verdean, and he played all the big clubs. He played on the national team in Portugal. I've seen him play there.
Yeah.
So it's one of those. And so again, street ball. That the point is,
it really is. It's very important, and I think people should start jumping in on this game now, because next year when that World Cup happens, it's going to skyrocket again.
Yeah, I think
and
so.
It just keeps gaining traction every single year it gains traction for whatever reason, because when you have the women come around again, it's going to bring up that registration for the
Absolutely.
game with the girls.
Absolutely.
So I just think it's such a growing market.
Yeah.
Such a growing market. I mean, you see the difference in just how people talk about it now. 10 years ago, it wasn't like this. It wasn't as hyped.
No, not
I
at all.
mean, it's pretty fantastic now, and here in Rhode Island, it is thriving, and I'm loving it. So let me tell you, the odds of some of the teams that we need to face in the World Cup. David, you're gonna love this. I got all the odds. So, favored to win, France, Spain, and Brazil are plus 600.
Okay. I can see those are all possibilities, but
Yeah.
they're high quality countries for soccer.
Exactly. Then we have England
Mm-hmm.
at plus 700. Again, another, country that is always at the forefront here in this sport. Argentina plus 1,000. Now, if I'm a betting guy, and I'm not a betting guy, that's probably the one that attracts the most to me. At
Hey,
plus 1,000, because this is a team where it's infused in their blood. They don't have blood cells; they have little soccer balls flowing through their veins.
listen, between Argentina and Brazil, which are great rivals, the number of quality players coming out of both of those countries is incredible. England is behind as good as the league is. A lot of it is the money that attracts all the great players. I mean, except for England, me living there, and I wouldn't be sitting on the show today because I learned my ball there. But still, it's like, they haven't gotten over the hump to win a World Cup since 1966.
No, it's been a long time.
Yep.
It's been a long time.
Yep.
All right. So after Argentina, it is Portugal at plus 1,600. I mean, these are all great teams when it comes to World Cup, right? I mean, these are the obvious. Then they have Italy and Netherlands at plus 2,000, and I've seen the Netherlands play. They're pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
That's another good team.
It is. High skill.
Yeah. So, United States has their work cut out for them, because you still have Uruguay and Belgium, who I've also seen play, are not pretty good, at plus 3,300.
Mm-hmm.
And then Colombia at plus 4,000. So these are all solid. These are solid teams.
Yeah.
And then the United States at plus 5,000. So, I mean, you got 11 teams ahead of you on the odds.
Yep.
So, if they were to come in 12th, just saying, if they were to come in 12th, that's not so bad.
Yeah.
I mean, you got some powerhouses ahead of you. Now, if they could knock one of those teams off, whoo-wee, that will make headlines.
True. And, I think we've got a number of players playing in big leagues in Europe right now. We've got some younger guys playing in the MLS, but I think the highest level players that we've got are mostly playing in Europe. There are a couple playing in Mexico, but we'll have to see who's healthy, no injuries, see how the coaching staff handles the buildup. In terms, there'll be a few friendly games between now and then. We're going to have to watch how they're performing.
You also have to pay attention to the draw.
Right.
What group you're in.
Oh, absolutely. The draw can be, there's always what they call a group of death. Is what the worst group when they do the pick. It's like, oh dear, this team is in the group of death.
Yeah.
So we'll see if
There's always one.
We'll see if US hopefully doesn't end up there, but you never know.
Yeah. So I mean, if they can get out of their pool, that's a good sign. What is it? 16 that come out of the pool?
If they can get out of the opening round, that is a big moment. We need to get out of the opening round in order to have obviously have a chance, but if we don't, I think heads will roll. Let's put it that way.
So if you're in the out of the pool, you become in the top 16. But it's that you need to win that one more. You need to win one more.
You have to win one more, then you get to get to the quarters.
Yes.
And then you got to win the quarters to get to your semis. Yeah,
so if they make the 16, okay. But if they can get that one more win, that would be so big for the sport here in the United States.
It'll be big, and it'll be one of those things that turns on the country too.
Yeah. All right, David, it is time for us to head out of here.
All right.
Look, this was fun, and I'm sure we'll have more RI Super Cup next week. Hopefully, Kaba Joof can come back for us. And also some more RIFC, and hopefully they can get, another win on this streak now. They have a 2-game, undefeated streak of 2 games. Got to try to make it a third, right? Get a win here.
Mm-hmm.
Try to get a win. And we'll talk more about them, and maybe we'll have some more World Cup stuff,
Hey, things can happen, players, things. We'll see what pops up this week. And I get a nice feed from Soccer America, which Soccer America, unfortunately, but it's a subscription, but it's got good news. And there is one other thing to look for news, but you can probably get some without subscription. It's called 442.com.
442.
And I'm not an advertiser for them, but you can get some info.
Okay, there we go.
All kinds of soccer.
Yeah, Danny, thank you for being here. I didn't catch all those comments until just now. I'm so sorry. So he's over here saying Ron is trying to figure this out like a professor in college. You're right, Danny. I'm trying to figure it out. But Danny's been with us the first 2 weeks of the new season of Just for Kicks, and this is going to be a long season for it. A long season. Generally, we've been doing sporadic shows here and there, but it's all in now. It's all in. So come back next week, and we'll have another show for you. Danny, thank you once again for being here, and I want to thank everybody for watching now and in the future. Have a great day, everybody.
All right. Thanks, Ron. Great show. Thank you.
See ya.